Okay, question. So you're asking about how to repair an extension cord. I'm assuming that you're talking about somewhere in the middle of it. Got a 100-foot extension cord, and somewhere in the middle of it, you ran it over with the lawnmower, we needed whatever happened to it. And so you don't want to have 50 feet over here that you're going to not be able to use, or 50 feet over here. You want to remain with the whole 100-foot extension cord, right? You don't want to waste extension cord. So what I've got here is I've got example. I just happen to have this out in the shop. It's the same wire, but anyway, we're going to act like this is half of your extension cord. This is the other half of the extension cord, and it's now two pieces. You got the female cordate over there. You got the male cordate over here. How do you fix it? So what I've done here now, essentially, that's probably about, I don't know, 5 inches. That's probably about 6, 7 inches. And what you want to do is you want to use one of these. It's called a butt connector. Now this one, the yellow one, this is for the bigger wire, which is this. This is a 12 gauge wire, 12 gauge 100 amp wire. They're the expensive ones. They're like that $80 plus $100 extension cords. And most of the extension cords today are going to take the blue one. Because the blue one is for like 14 gauge, 16 gauge, that kind of thing. That's the typical one you're going to buy at Home Depot. That's probably like 30, 40 bucks. You know, it's good for 15 amps for the 14 gauge wire. Anyway, so how do you repair it? Now, you've got these that are really long, right? You want to make the butt connectors, but you don't want to make them, you don't want to have the ends like that, you know, just right there, because it's going to be a bunch of butt connectors. It's going to be a big old mess. So what you want to do is you want to take these cords, just kind of put them like that, right? So we got the white overlapping, right? And so we're going to take this to the kind of close to the end. Let's just say, you know, maybe 1.5 inches, okay? So then what we're going to do is we're going to take our, well, didn't pull out dikes, but take our cutters. Now these are strippers. And I'll go over strippers in a second. I'm going to take that, cut that there, and then, since this is all a mess, we want that to be fresh wire. So we're going to cut that there. So those two whites are going to be right there next to each other. You see that? So that'll be one butt. So let's go ahead and just finish this part of it. That'll make it easier. So we're going to take our strippers. Now, you can get a bunch of different style strippers. Now, here's one that you could probably get with the whole butt connector set. It's pretty cheesy, but, you know, it works. It's got the strippers down here. It's got the crimpers up here. And then these holes right along here, I think it's made to cut small bolts, like 832, 632s, like the screws in a switch, that kind of thing. They're pretty cheesy. We won't use those. I just happen to have a bunch of different styles strippers. Now, these are actually Romex strippers. They take the sheathing off, and they will strip 12 and 14 gauge wire. And these are proper strippers. I always liked Klein tools. They were always best for me in my career. And these things look like they're down to 10 and maybe 16 gauge. And then these things are also pretty cool, but pretty cheesy. Down in here, they got the little, you know, for the compression, and then little cutters right here. And then right up here, it's kind of cool. I'll show you. You put it in like that, and it grabs it, and then it pushes out the insulator. So you got a nice, you know, wire there. Strip. I'll just use this one for this one too. And put it in there. Try not to get my fingers. And yep, it dropped. Pull the insulator off. Throw it away. And then turn them. Just turn them because they're stranded wires. It just makes it nice to put them in to the butt connector. Get your wire. Put it in the butt connector. Turn it the same direction that you turn the wires. Okay, and that way it'll bring it all the way down the insulation. And then you take your pressers. Call something different. It's a late night right now. I've been traveling all day. Anyway, crimpers. That's what they're called. Anyway, now these I don't expect you to have. Um, these are the professional thing, whatever. So I won't even play with those. These ones I told you. Now these ones can work, but they don't really get a good crimp on them all that well. You could, don't get me wrong. You gotta crimp, you gotta squeeze them, you gotta squeeze them again, you gotta squeeze them again. Anyway, we won't use those either. You know what I like to use throughout my career? I love these things. I think Home Depot, might be Lowe's. I don't remember where I bought them. I think it's Home Depot because that's where I have all my credit cards. But anyway, these things, and when you work with crimping them way back here, that's the most compression you're going to get out of them. That is going to be your best squeeze. See, nice and flat. Ain't coming off. So we'll go to the other way. I think we're going to have to trim a little bit off that, a little bit too long. So grab my strippers. They're pretty worn out. They're only like, I don't know, 20 years old. I'm retired now, so I don't, I'm not going to go out and buy some new ones. Anyway, so see that? About as far as this can go in. Get out of the way. Anyway, you should see it. Okay, put it in there. Give it a little turn. Grab. Everybody's got a pair of channel hammers, right? Channel hammers? Channel hammers. Yes, channel hammers. These things. It says a Sparky. I didn't keep a hammer in my tool belt, but there's been plenty of times that I've had to hammer something down. Channel pliers. Channel hammers. Anyway, okay, so see where that guy's at, right? So now what we want to do, doesn't matter what color, let's do it. We'll just go green. Get that thing away. And then we'll
Sure, don't get tape measures, just make it to where, it's a little bit farther out than the first bucket edge, because you don't want to overlap the first bucket edge, okay? So, turn the bucket edge, see? I'm going to use the torch out, right? And then, since we have the white one already done, we know, we want to be nice and taut, right? So we want to be a straight stitch part. So, that bucket edge. So we will just cut it, right? Go over the wire against the bucket, just see where we're going to cut it. Split it, twist it, trim it. Done. Okay, black one's the last one, right? So we're going to go ahead and make this black one. We're going to cut this guy way up here. Because I kind of did overlap that one there, right? So, anyway, so. Turn it, just to make sure it goes all the way down to the insulation. That one. No, that's the black wire. Take all the way through, right? Take all the way through there. So I'm going to go halfway through almost. So, we're going to take the black wire. We're going to lay it all down right there. And we're going to put the thumb on there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to cut it.
So what does that mean? Does that mean we're done? No. That means I'm going to put the microphone down and I'm going to do the rest of the stuff that I need. Alright, so what happened there is I forgot to get everything I needed. Because I needed some electrical tape. Now, you could use the cheap stuff from like the 99-cent store, but it is exactly that. It's kind of cheap. Why don't you just go ahead and get yourself a good roll of 3M, use it for this job, put it in your junk drawer for the next time you need some good electrical tape. It could be 10 years from now, could be 10 days from now, could be 10 months. Who knows? You're going to need it eventually in life. Something else I like to do, I don't really, to say that it's important for you to go out and spend the I don't know what this was, $8 for this stuff. What this is called liquid tape. I personally use this on my own extension cords. I'm not going to do it here because this is kind of an example. And since I don't really expect you to go out and buy this stuff, gone. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you to have the good 3M stuff. Don't use that 99-cent store crap, okay? So, being that these things are so long, you can really get the tape. So what I'm doing there, I am taping up not only over the butt connector, but I am going over the ends of the butt connector, and I am going to go out about maybe a good inch, okay? And I'm going to go over that 2, maybe 3 times, okay? And it's nice and tight, kind of pulling it tight, okay? So then we got that. Let's just pretend I did the other ones, just to make this quick. So then what I'll do, electrical way of doing things. Use your teeth. Anyway, then what I'll do is I will take this over to the insulator of the original extension cord, right? And I will start wrapping it over the wires. And again, like I said, we did those other 2 wires too. And I will just wrap this over the wires, you know.
Is I will take this over to the insulator of the original extension cord, right? And I will start wrapping it over the wires. And again, like I said, we did those other 2 wires too. And I will just wrap this over the wires, you know, so you don't see any color like I do here, but doing it swiftly for this example. And I will go over it, over the other side of the insulator of the broken extension cord, okay? It's not broken anymore. And then I'll go over it again. And then I'll come over the insulation, and then I'll go over it a 3rd time. What?
And then I'll come over the insulation, and then I'll go over it a 3rd time. What you're doing there is, first of all, you're protecting the butt connectors so nothing will short out because you're covering the butt connectors and the wiring in case there's any little twig of wire sticking out. But then after you make sure you get that all insulated on the butt connectors, then you're protecting the whole wires, the wires and everything, and going over the insulation of the extension cords. Okay, so hopefully this helped you out. This is how. Do I call myself a professional? I mean, I've been doing it for 35 plus years. So I was an electrical contractor for a bunch of years. Now retired, but this is the way I've been doing it. And you know what? I've never had a complaint, and I've never had a faulty extension cord after doing it. So is this the way a professional does it? There might be guys that might do it differently. I doubt it, though. This is the way I do it. Hopefully, it helps you out. Till next time.